So great play there from FXOpTiKzErO holding that off. But AcRo actually managed to get up a proxy pylon inside FXOpTiKzEro's base, but now he's going to kill that off. But AcRo still has 2 cells remaining. Now got a Void Ray spawning, another Void Ray on the way, and now he's on 5 gate on 1 base, so he definitely needs to expand soon. But now going to fly in to AcRo's base and start harassing his probe line again and hurting his economy. And AcRo didn't expand off of that. Usually we see players expand while they're attacking to so they have a nice economy to fall back on if the attack won't succeed. So, but didn't do that, and he will soon be mined out in his main. So, but FXOpTiKzErO is wisely going to put up a expansion now. When he's safe, you can see he's slightly oversaturated here, so we can transfer a nice amount of probes, and meanwhile going to harass around with this 5 Phoenix now. Going to pick off even more probes, I think. Yes, especially the one on the gas. That is annoying for AcRo if he didn't notice that, but he did. But because clusters are so gas heavy. Do we have the thermal lens? No, he has not the thermal lens upgrade, so still on 3 gate robotics. So I'd say FXOpTiKzErO now has the advantage because AcRo didn't expand off of his attack, and that is a mistake, I'd say. But maybe he wanted to commit to the attack and just end the game there, but he didn't have the economic nor the production of facilities to do that. So not the best play from AcRo there, but still seeing everything that FXOpTiKzErO does with his observer. You can see these 2 Void Rays, and now he sees the probe transfer to the new expansion. You can see this little probe train just scooting on here. Woo woo! Or that's the sound of a train, I'd say. But this is so smart for FXOpTiKzErO, just putting up a forge now when the match is still pretty even. But this forge will just increase his advantage, I'd say, with the attack upgrades, because AcRo is not even thinking about the forge, because he's now producing the thermal lens upgrade for his Colossus, so possibly going to stick with the Colossus, but getting out too many Colossus and the thermal lens upgrade on 1 base, he's just now getting his 2nd base up and running when your opponent has a lot of Phoenix and Void Rays. That could be devastating, because you probably won't have gas enough to produce enough Stalkers to deal with the air units, but as for now he has a pretty decent amount of Stalkers. But let's see. FXOpTiKzErO just putting on some pressure, keeping his opponent contained, constantly flying in with his Phoenix and being annoying, allowing for his expansion to fully kick in, and he should definitely grab those Vesping Geysers as soon as possible. But even going to put up a cannon here to protect himself from DTs, or just help him with some static defense. And speaking of DTs, he's actually got his Dark Shrine himself up and running, so that could be really crucial, because AcRo only has detection inside of FXOpTiKzEro's base, and he's really going to need that detection in his own base soon, because when those DTs spawn, that could be the winning blow for AcRo. No, not FXOpTiKzErO. And you can see DT's running here and going to kill off all probes, and AcRo don't have an observer, just now starting to chrono boost that, and if this expansion go down, that will definitely be GG for AcRo. He will not win this game without this expansion, so we'll have to chrono boost that observer as much as possible. And is this Nexus going to go down? It will be close. I don't think it will go down, but almost going to go down, but both these are roasted away, so almost winning the game there, FXOpTiKzErO, but the DTs just weren't enough. He would have needed just 1 other DT. And now wisely going to get out of his own robotics robotics facility to allow for observers, and even possibly going to mix in some Immortals with his army, but I don't think he will get Colossus, because he's got so many Void Rays and Phoenix. So, and AcRo is just wasting a 300 mineral star, warping in 3 stray zealots out in the middle of nowhere, when FXOpTiKzErO has his whole army there. And You can see a bunch of charge lots just charging in on the debris. Now the destructible rocks, I'm going to take that away and just moving in a nice shaped circle there for a short moment. Probe's going to transfer here and he's going to expand to the high yield, and that is... And if he gets that base up and running, that is going to be game, I think. We can see that AcRo's been playing from behind the whole game, and he's not even confident to move out. He's just staying here with his army and protecting his expansion. That is basically all he can do. And he doesn't even have any probes on this assimilator. So he has no income whatsoever, only 3 production facilities, and he's going to go for a high-tech Colossus army, so not the best situation for to be in for AcRo, especially since he's down 1-0 from the previous game where FXOpTiKzErO did a successful cannon rush and won that game. And keep in mind, this is the best of 3, so if FXOpTiKzErO managed to win this, which he has a good chance of winning this as for now, because he's at such an advantage. But AcRo actually has 4 Colossus with thermal lens, so he will have to focus down those Colossus with his area units immediately, and all the 5 Voiders going to charge on the Colossus, and if these Colossus go down with all the charge lots that FXOpTiKzErO did have, that could balance after, but a lot of Stalkers is remaining for AcRo going to shoot away at FXOpTiKzEro's army, and AcRo actually hold off that just fine, but he has barely no saturation going on, and that is so bad saturation, so FXOpTiKzErO can reinforce his army so much quicker, and even mixing it with some DTs, and with all the zealots he probably won't even notice the DTs in there, and he doesn't have an observer there, so he'll have to fall back, and there's the morale I was talking about, going to mix in some morals, that is always great, and even putting a cannon here to spot for DTs moving in this choke, so FXOpTiKzErO is just being on top of everything that AcRo could throw at him. I'm going to move on in with 3 DTs. I'm going to hack away at the Colossus, and there is no observer because I think that was picked off yet again, so going to have to produce another observer, and when the Nexus go down, that is going to be it for AcRo, I think. He'll have to build another Nexus, so he'll have no income for a while. All these pros will have to long distance mine to this Nexus, because Nexus aren't like command centers, you can't fly them away when you need to. So this will be the time for FXOpTiKzErO to push out. You can see he's warping in 5 more zealots, and he has 2 Voiders spawning, but I'd still give the army advantage to AcRo as for now, but keep in mind FXOpTiKzErO will be able to reinforce this so much quicker. He's running off 1 robotics, 1 Stargate, and a bunch load of Gateway 7, that is, so we'll have plenty units reinforcing this, and Charles are charging it all over the place, and Immortal tanking a lot of damage, going to blast away that Colossus so fast, and with 1 Void Ray remaining on all those Star Shells, that is too much for AcRo, and he's going to just rage quit without GGing, and FXOpTiKzErO will win this 2-0 and move on to the semifinals, and yeah, so 2 great games from FXOpTiKzErO, I think. AcRo not being on the top of his play, I'd say, because he didn't expand of when he made that first push, and he didn't and when you're at such a disadvantage, you have to go all in or double expo, but he didn't do either of them, so not too great of a play there from AcRo, but FXOpTiKzErO did play really well, so you gotta hand it to him, and this is it for this cast, and I'll see you guys next time, which is actually going to be in a couple of days or so, because I will be gone for a while, so hope to see you then. Stay tuned for more casts.